Alright, losing die rolls here in the first round. And I assume, going to be on the draw, which actually I want to do in this deck as much as possible. I think the aggressive decks aren't even that aggressive, and for me wanting to go late, just drawing more stuff and taking longer would be just fine. So I'm actually going to be experimenting here and trying to get there. So I'm going to be on the draw as often as I can. Yippee. Alright, and we got a pretty nice keep here. A couple of morphs and then a nice removal spell and a bunch of fantastic lands. And yes, my opponent is playing first, as anticipated. Chain Lightning 101. That's a nice card. Okay, maybe aggressive here if we're doing the really aggressive warrior deck. Interesting. We'll go ahead and start off with a Mystic Monastery, because that is the most colors for us. Probably not being able to play a spell till turn 4 if we don't draw an untapped land. We'll start with the Efreet Weapon Master. We can untap everything, but again, even those can be a blowout potential. I think I would rather just have my Efreet Weapon Master be the 3-drop and my Glacial Stalker be the 5-drop. We'll see. Oh, I need to respond to my opponent's trigger. Ooh, some value. I didn't even notice that that's what was happening. Alright, my opponent's going to also just kind of take the slower route. That'll matter. If it really gets out of hand, we have the Murderous Cut to help us get there. Let my opponent know that, yes, I'm doing the 5-color thing. Go ahead and F6 through my opponent's turn, even though I have this guy up. I don't have anything that I can do with it. Defiant Strike, Counterspell. My opponent's just going to make a big dude. Ooh, hello, Ashcloud Phoenix. Got my 2 red online already, so that's very nice. We'll be able to play that turn 4? No, turn 5. So draw an untapped land. But for now, we'll just keep playing a bunch of duels, gain a little bit of life. This guy's not attacking in, he just wants to develop the board. Didn't play a morph. That's cool. Didn't even notice that. Any untapped land I draw, I will play the Ashcloud Phoenix right away. Just to start getting that value online. Then we'll start following up with morphs to hold down the game for a while. Opponent's still just making a big dude. Okay. Murderous Cut might prove very beneficial here since my opponent sunk a lot of mana into this one Disowned Ancestor. So drawing like a dead drop or something wouldn't be horrible. Alright. Just going to play a morph. Don't care too much which land I play right now. Again, Efreet Weapon Master is the one I care the least about, so I'll play that and just start offering some trades. Just want to stay alive so I can get some of my powerhouses down. I think one of the things I started to mess up in early in the format was caring too much about the morphs as their flipped upside. Because part of the beauty of the morph is like, this is just a 2/2 for 3 in my mind. Like, I can dream about flipping it and getting some value later on, but I'm going to have plenty of things to do with my mana later. So I just want to use this guy to the best of his ability, which means blocking like the Smoke Teller and trading, so I can stay alive and get more action. Because otherwise I'm just taking unneeded damage and just clogging up the board for no reason. I'll still keep him back as just like a backup kind of whatever. My opponent's still stuck on 2 colors, which maybe that's why my opponent was sinking mana to the Disowned Ancestor. Opponent can easily just go ahead and start attacking for 2. I could care less. Here we are with our block. It'll take a card no matter what. Make some sort of trade. Opponent, Dragon Scale Boon. Ooh, that's a big guy. Alright, so eventually I do want to I do need to start getting like my Murderous Cut and whatnot down. But we gain a lot of life. We're going to have the Ashcloud Phoenix to offer a trade. And then we'll have the Murderous Cut later on to deal with something. And I will play the Ashcloud Phoenix and open myself up to the 2-for-1 that it is. Because at this point, 2-for-1s is like all I really hope for from my deck. My spells are powerful. Untapping next turn. 5/5s, 4/5s. If I draw a land, if not, I may at least have the Sultai Scavenger to get online. But yeah, that Phoenix, I'll have block the Smoke Teller. If not, I can take 3 damage for a while. That's not a problem. I have 1 card in my graveyard. New setup here where you click to see what you have here. You can get it bigger, I think. Is that what it is? RJ's graveyard. There we go. Pop her back there. Hide it again. Tons of things. Tons of things to be doing. So if my opponent has a removal spell, might try to go for it. Doesn't, so I'll just go ahead and take the damage. Swiftwater Cliffs is nice. Yeah, so we'll go play... do I want to stay on defense with the Phoenix? Yeah, because this guy's big enough, I want to do that. I can't actually cast anything besides a Scavenger right now because this guy's coming in tapped. But I'll still play it to progress the board by taking this guy out. We'll take another 3 points of damage, and then I think I should be in a pretty good position to start taking over. Still don't want to attack with the Ash Cloud Phoenix. Next turn I'll be able to play another big dude in order to have some better blocks on, and then I can start attacking in the air. And this has got to scare my opponent who's stuck on some kind of land, while I just have infinite color possibilities. Okay, so my opponent might have drawn the removal spell here. Again, still happy if my Ash Cloud Phoenix like ends up just taking 2 cards away, a 4/4 plus something else. Like that's not the end of the world for me, which is probably what that is. But we still have plenty of great backups here. No, just have just another dude. All right, that's fine. So this is pretty fun. We get to do a Murderous Cut and buy a Warden of the Eye back, so that's cool. My opponent might be able to flip this next turn. I'm not blocking with the Phoenix as of yet. I still just want to get something down that can block the 3/7, so I'll play the Stalker. Go ahead and start attacking in with my Sultai Scavenger. Right now, there's not a whole lot my opponent can have in this morph that this Stalker can't block. Could end up playing some sort of land that matters, but... yeah, taking forever to cast spells. Come on. Still currently leaving the Ash Cloud Phoenix vulnerable to another removal spell, but it already ate a dude. That's fine. I just want to keep playing more of my threats. Eventually I just want to get to a point where I can do the Murderous Cut. Currently have no graveyard, but if things do die, it just fuels it up. And now, yeah, my opponent just has nothing to do. I'm happy to keep playing lands and keep playing... Could attack with... nah, that's silly. Let's just attack with Flyer for now. Opponent's stuck on lands. I guess now I'll just put in the biggest beef that I can. Where's my green? Might just go ahead and rock a Murderous Cut. So my opponent's playing Sultai, which is okay. That means my opponent has a deck conceivably that also likes value, and we'll start being able to start turning some value out. Probably just going to turn the Phoenix back up at the end of next turn. Also keep Murderous Cut available. I like that a lot. Play the Cliffs, keep getting mana out. I'm cool with that. I don't have anything that actually cycles stuff. I could go ahead and attack with the Phoenix now by flipping it and then doing it, but I'd rather just wait till end of turn. I could get aggressive and attack with everything. Alright, so opponent has Monastery Flock. That's okay. Don't really mind. Probably still not going to turn the Ash Cloud Phoenix around, probably just going to wait and use the Murderous Cut on the Disowned Ancestor and then buy it back next turn with the Warren of the Eye. Depends what my opponent does. My opponent now has the 3rd color and 7 cards in hand. There should be a lot. But still, getting 7 power in the air. Still get attacking for 3. My opponent takes 2 damage. Start winning this race here. Opponent just has an Archer's Parapet. I think I do just kill the Disowned Ancestor. Allows me to attack in with everything. And I'm just buying this guy back anyway. Counterspell? No. Okay. Right. Let's go ahead and attack with all. Look at all that power. Ouch. There's really not a huge point in flipping this guy right now, unless my opponent blocks funkily. Can't imagine that actually happening. Taking at least 5, probably 7. Crippling Chill's a little late to the party, friendo. I already attacked. So sorry. I think that was probably a misclick by my opponent. Or maybe just planning for futures anyway. Alright, do I want to put my opponent down to 9, or just progress the board? I just want this guy to flip. Pay 6. 1, 2, 3. What if there's like a Doom Blast or something, you know? That would suck. My opponent's taking 9 here anyway. Going down to 2 after the 2 life points that are gone. So, feeling pretty okay with just this stuff happening. Well, hey, there's no reason not to hang out on the plains. I guess my opponent could be playing a discard in black, though this doesn't look like the deck for like the Mardu Skull Hunter or anything. We have 3 lethal attackers. My biggest concern right now is if I lose the next game and then I time out because it takes so long for me to tap my shizzle. And that's it. Okay, let's go to sideboard. Generally speaking, there's not much sideboarding to be had in the 5-color deck. I'm pretty much just playing everything powerful. Maybe you take out like a dead drop against the token deck. That's not what my opponent's doing. My opponent's also looking to go kind of late, which I can only imagine favors me. Seeing Bellstrike may not be fantastic. Do I want something else in here? Maybe like the 3/5 Death Touch because it gets me through and I'm a little light on creatures. My opponent's not aggressive, so I'm happy to take the Singing Bellstrike out. Yeah, let's play the Attendants. I'm really not stoked for like the having so much delve. Scavenger, Dead Drop, Attendants with Smurf's Cut. There wasn't a lot that got in the graveyard. But I still think it's appropriate and just better than having the Singing Bellstrike. We have good removal. And again, my opponent's like not doing anything super fast, which is really all I wanted the Singing Bellstrike for, is to help slow down an aggressive deck. So I'll keep it that. Or I'll adjust the deck that way. Hello, Keep. So we've got a 3-drop. And then we need planes to get our Mantis online. I'd probably mulligan this, but my opponent's also on the late game plan and is mulliganing. Opponent's still playing first, so I'll just keep and trust that in this kind of control matchup, I shouldn't get 2 run over, and I at least have something to do on turn 3. And a Murderous Cut, no less, so that's pretty nice. Can't cast it quite yet, but as needed, we can start making trades to take care of something super scary. Archer's Parapet, not super scary. Black mana is nice. We prefer white mana. We don't have that many in the deck, but I think I added that extra one in because I did have cards like this that require the white to get online. And as we predicted, opponents taking a little while to get online too. I'll go and start playing my Morph though, that's fine. Don't want to F6 because I'm ahead on time, and there are, you know, morphs that can be revealed without mana. Alrighty. And another morph. Yeah, so they don't have a 4-drop. We'll just play our Swiftwater, play another morph face down. We'll trade off our first morph if possible, because right now we're getting to a place where we will be able to flip our Stalker next turn if we need to. Right now, the Rider we can't really do, so again, just making trades, staying alive, happy to do it. My opponent missed a land last turn? Oh no, just hasn't played is still on this turn, hasn't played a land. I'm silly. Seems not to have the 5th, or doesn't want to bluff it in any way, shape, or form. Alright. Ooh, Jungle Hollow. Now this guy gets a little more interesting. But I still think it's right to have this Glacial Stalker to turn up, and to keep Murderous Cut available. Yeah, that's what I want to do. We're all just playing this late game. As soon as the mana's online, it should be pretty okay. I actually do kind of just want to fire off their Murderous Cut, assuming my opponent gives me a good enough target for it, because this War in the Eye will eventually get it back. So if my opponent attacks, then I am in a position where I have to decide what I want to do. Here I'll just go ahead and flip my Glacial Stalker instead of the Murderous Cut, since my opponent didn't give me a really fantastic option yet. Perhaps my opponent wants to do some type of removal spell. Nope. Alright. Playing the Jungle Hollow. Do I attack? My opponent just blocks with a Parapet, so I don't really care. My opponent do a flip? Maybe it's like the Abomination or something. Nope, just cracking the land, searching. Might just looks like he's just playing it for thinning value. No splash on the red there, which happened last game also. My opponent has a Glacial Stalker of his or her own. Good thing I can block it. Yeah, this is gonna be a nice long drawn out game because I'm gonna keep this Murderous Cut up until I can get some sweet advantage from it. Ooh, those guys. Okay, definitely want to keep my 5/5 and 4/4 available. Too bad I can't flip my dude now. But we'll probably just play the Bloodfell Caves past the turn and then flip, keeping again the Murderous Cut up. We're just waiting for some white mana to really start going. Eventually we're just going to hard cast the Shambling Attendants. We'll be able to start getting through the Archer's Parapet, which is nice. Pass in the turn. Not attacking. If my opponent wants to like attack with both, I'll let 4 points of damage come in, and then I'll go ahead and just block the Whirlwind Adept. If my opponent tries to like pump it or do something, I'll just use the Murderous Cut. But no, my opponent doesn't seem to want to do that, so that's fine. You. Our big boys are online. All I really have left to do is keep Murderous Cut available. Ooh, dead drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 with Murderous Cut, but I don't really want to delve with it because I want to use the Warden to get it back. But eventually good things will happen. We're just still on this, you know, hang out for forever plan. As we each try to jockey for some position. I'm glad I'm ahead on time. That doesn't usually happen when I'm playing. Probably flipping. Yep, flipping as well. I want to be patient with my cut, though. I want it to be a 2-for-1. Probably will still play the Shambling Tenants next turn, no matter what. It doesn't leave my cut up, but I mean, there's plenty of hits I can take in normal blocks where I don't need it right away. I'm at 25 life after all, so just being able to progress the board is nice. Ooh, Bloodfire Mentor, though. I'm actually going to hang on a Bloodfire Mentor so I can start... I'm going to get that guy cast so I can start digging through my deck a little bit. It's also a good blocker. Because now I can maybe, like, ditch the War in the Eye. Well, actually, now that there's the 2/5 reach, I'll probably, like, ditch the High Spire Mantis. Try to start digging for a planes. Mantis will fuel up my Delves. Opponent wants to ping me for 1 finally. That's cool. Not worried about that being at 24 life. And then what is this? What is happening now? Ooh, the Abomination. So yeah, that's going to take the cut here. I don't want my opponent to start being able to attack me for 3 every turn and being able to loot. In this kind of game, that's just so key. It sucks that it's not a 2-for-1, but it's still like a relevant threat that matters. Cool beans. And a Bivouac, which I think we're just going to loot away. I don't need those colors. Shambling Attendants now can be played, but I think I'd rather just play the do this Bloodfire Mentor. So I'll do that, see if I can find a white source. Yeah, like that. Bloodfell Kiffs. Adios, friendo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So still can't. Oh, I don't want to get rid of the Murderous Cut. So I guess I do just play the Frontier Bivouac. That's fine. It gets us closer to the dead drop. We can cast it next turn, so that's all right. And even if it just takes like the Archer or the Parapet out, like it's just cleaning up the board so we can start taking advantage of our powerful spells. Opponent also has 5 cards in hand, though, mind you. Something of note. Tuscalausa. Alright, beef against beef here. Really need to find a white source because I want to get that Murderous Cut back. Because now the 6/5 can actually start bashing through. Monastery Flock. Not fantastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. Opponent takes out a couple of dorks. 6s start coming in. Don't know if I like that, really. I think I just play the Shambling Attendants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So even if I use the Cliffwater to only do 7, I still can't cast the Flock or the Mentor. So we'll just cast this for its full value. Or for its not full value, for its full casting cost. That allows a trade for the Colossodon. And then pass the turn. And I want to keep 3 minutes ahead of time here. Opponent gains a life. That's fine. Ooh, Swarm of Bloodflies. That's going to be very good. So I really need white in order to take out the Swarm with a bought back Murderous Cut, because this dead drop's going to happen, start growing the guy. I do now have an Ash Cloud Phoenix, though, so that's helpful. One, two, three, four, five. Is there anything I want to do? I want to loot Bloodfire to get rid of this Monastery Flock, and then I only have 2 mana, so at that point, we'll just pass the turn. I could play the Flock as a flyer to block the Swarm, but I think I'd rather start digging for one of my planes. Because once I can get more flyers and the Warden online, I'm very happy. Don't mind trading here. I have things to do with Delve. I'm not quite in a position to be able to block and then flip. Let's see if my opponent wants to start growing the swarm. Yeah, my opponent does. Oh, interesting. What does my opponent have? -4, -0? Quite possibly. It's the only thing I can think of for this kind of attack. Or it's like -2, -2 to everyone. So, definitely blocking there. Happy to block here. If it's -4, -0, I lose the guy, though. Do I just take 8, 9, 10? No, that's 10. That's 16 life. That's a lot of life. -4, -0, plus -2, -2. I'm going to play around both of those. So, if that's the case, -4, -0, and -2, this guy kills anything. But it would only get a Bloodfell Mentor, which isn't the end of the world. The 4-2 we can kind of block. What does my opponent have here, though? That's the real question. My opponent can't just bluff these forever, though. -4, -0 gets me, -2, -2 doesn't. So I think what we do is just take a little bit of damage, take 6, and that way if my opponent doesn't, I'm not like completely blown out in any way, shape, or form. It means we're taking a little more than we need to, but I'm only losing a couple of guys. The thing is, I think this Death Toucher is kind of relevant, so maybe we go with the Snowhorn Rider here, because I've got plenty of decent blocks outside of that. And I'd rather keep the Death Toucher around for the blocks later, so yeah. So this is interesting. What do you have? Is it the put a whole bunch of counters on a dude? No. Not too sure. That was interesting. My opponent just like get fed up trying to like bust a move in on stuff. Or maybe it is the -2, -2, and then that'll get my Ash Cloud Phoenix and the Bloodfire Mentor gone. Yeah, it is a Death Frenzy. Alright, so in response, we'll go ahead and loot. And at this point, I mean, the Canyon Lurkers can attack through. And again, yeah, that guy dies, but that's fine. We actually cleared the board quite a bit, and now we can do a lot of delves. Whenever a creature dies this turn, you gain a life. So my opponent gains a couple bit of life, which is okay. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards in the graveyard. We're definitely going to do a dead drop very soon. Still want white, though, in order to try to get the Warden and the Murder's Cut back, but having kept my Death Toucher around means, like, I'm not super scared of anything. F6ing, there's nothing else I can do for my turn. I doubt my opponent's doing anything else either. Alright, here's a swamp. We'll just start playing it. Let's do a dead drop. I want to clear the board up. And I don't have any way to gain anything back. Return to only non-creatures, and I definitely want the Murder's Cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 mana left, so I can play my Canyon Lurkers. Which do my opponent wants to kills? Probably going to start an offensive here, assuming the Parapet goes away. And it does. 4, 5, 6 on the crackback. We're attacking for 7, so we are in the lead. And my Canyon Lurkers blocks both. Yeah, but I'd rather just keep the Shamley Attendants back. No, never mind. I want to attack. Oh no, what else you got? Ooh, a Crippling Shell. Okay. So never mind. I don't win that race. And my opponent's drawing cards, so we'll just keep defense. Block the morph, make a trade with the archer. Hello, red. Do we know why there's red? I need a white mana source. I really want to get back this dead drop. Hee hee hee. Sultai Soothsayer. Alright, people are valuing out. Might have been greedy for me to keep the white spells I couldn't cast as I was looting, but I also felt like the ones I got rid of didn't matter much. There was that land, there was the 05, which now I wouldn't mind blocking, but I think was still correct. And my opponent is doing some delving. Treasure Cruise would suck here. No, casting Hooting Mandrills. Alright, developing the board really nicely. We still have some decent blocks and plenty of life to sustain our own life. Plenty of life to sustain our own life. Plenty of life to sustain ourselves in this game. Secret Plans? When did that get in there? Oh, the Sultai Soothsayer. That's how we got in there. Hey, we got our own Sultai Soothsayer. Let's do that ourselves. You. Green. Black. 2. 2 can play that game, buddy boy. Alright, what do I get? I get any one? I guess we're going to take the Flying Crane technique. Can I win off of that? I don't know. The thing... Oh! I needed the planes! Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Can I go cancel that? No. Okay. Well, I think I should have taken that planes there. Not gonna lie. My opponent only has 1 card in hand. We still have some good defense, but I could have just thrown that game away by not taking the land I needed to cast the win condition that I want. Still have a number of sources, though, to grab. This is the only plains white source that I've gotten rid of. Opponent also not ready to attack. Glacial Stalker's fine. We'll just add to the board. So that we all get to just keep adding in our big butts. And it also leads up to a Flying Crane technique. So we'll go to combat, attack with everything, play a Flying Crane technique, try to win, and if nothing else, they untap, and we're in good shape. Just need a white source. Just need a white source. Debilitating injury. I'll kill something. What do I want to kill? Smoke Teller? Because why not? It's one thing just to get rid of. Sure. Still don't feel like I have good attacks here, especially because I just have the wins in hand. If I draw 1 plains, there's basically a 3-turn win. I mean, the Flying Crane technique might even just get it there, depending upon what my opponent has. Oh my gosh. How many white sources do I have? I have like 4 or 5, so there's 3 in the top 10. Still, I'm just going to keep playing. Oh no, gotta do this first. There we go. There we go. There we go. Big, beefy dudes. I might be a little bit worried if I wasn't ahead on time, but since I am ahead on time, we can continue drawing this out, and even if I lose this, it'll be hard for my opponent to win necessarily. Not that that's how I want to win. I do think there's a pretty good chance that we draw a white source at some point in the future. Do I just attack in with my rider? There has to be a double block, and it starts clearing the board away. I think I do. I want something gone. I have plenty of defense still. And a trade for me is good. Might mean I attack with the Canyon Lurkers as well. Opponent's got to be suspicious here, but my opponent's at a lot of life. Thing is, this is representing 10 points of damage, but 4, 5, 6, 79. I mean, I can already kill my opponent. Is there a combat trick or something here? Dragon Scale Boon. Alright, wanted to get a nice free. I'm glad I got that on my opponent's hand. It's good to know. Oops, I think I want to play the mountain there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. I can't do both planes things, but... Ooh, at the beginning of your upkeep, You may pay 3 if you do. Return a creature card at random from your graveyard to the battlefield against flying, tremble, and haste. Okay, I think I have enough life to where that won't matter. But it is nice value for my opponent, who currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 creatures to be able to do that. Attacking with a 6/6? No. White Manosaurus. No! Still playing it. Still just passing the turn. So if Saiju Archer blocks the Canyon Lurkers, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, that's still 26 life off my opponent. So I think we're still good, as long as my opponent doesn't get any other flyers online. Here comes, ooh, being able to work a mighty loot. That's a bummer because it draws my opponent an extra card. Though it does help since this gets my opponent maybe a little bit more close to decking than I am. Not excited for it though. And attacking with the mandrills. So, I think I just take 9 damage here because I really want to maintain my mass amount of creatures. That being said though, it's going to be really hard for my opponent to kill multiple guys with all my butts happening. So I might as well just triple block. No reason not to. It's a 1-for-1 trade. I was happy to do that kind of earlier, so. Still means the Flying Crane technique may not win us the game, but that's fine. Alright. Hoonie Mandrills is gone. It does fuel the Lich Lord a little bit better, but I don't think that's how my opponent's winning the game. And it does fuel my stuff. I wonder if I would have won if I had taken the Plains of a Flying Crane technique. That's what it's called. The different graveyards. Disown Ancestor makes a dead drop buyback not fantastic, but it's not a flyer. It's really all I care about. White Manosaurus. Yay! Alright, just need one more turn. If I survive one more turn, we're good. Block the 5/5. And then we're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Again, 26 points of damage. Pounds through. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's only 18 points of damage. Uh-oh. Maybe I wait an extra turn to get like the High Spire Mantis online. Here we take 2. Yeah, I think I have to be patient and play another creature first before my Flying Crane technique. And then it might just be time to play the Warden? No, because I think that's my backup plan. If for some reason the Flying Crane technique doesn't work out. So we'll play Mantis and do an Arc Lightning right now. Or actually, does that get me enough damage? Canyon Lurkers get blocks. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. No, it doesn't get enough. So, don't want to lose to time here. We're still ahead by 3 minutes. Does Arc Lightning do anything? It does absolutely nothing. I'm just going to do 3 to my opponent. My opponent might be confused, but that's because Flying Crane technique. It just ensures that if like one of my guys goes away, we should get pretty close to lethal here. My only worry is if my opponent is able to play another flyer. Oh, and here comes a Crippling Chill. Okay. So we're still stuck at not winning for a while. While my opponent like throws in like a Hoonie Mandrill or something. Bodyman. Oh, it's at random. I was like, why are you choosing that? I forget. Lich Lord is like at random, so that's kind of a waste of my opponent's turn. Jeskai Wind Scout. Of course it's a flyer. Why wouldn't it be a flyer? And of course it's a flyer that dies to Arc Lightning, because I was greedy. Which means we're going to play Warner of the Eye, buying back a... Can we do Dead Drop? Yeah, we can. Buying back a Dead Drop to clear the way. Opponent wanted to thin the deck, which is interesting at this stage of the game. Okay, hey, look. I still think we just do the dead drop. I need more power on the table. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, smallest thing on the stack ever. Yay! Alright, I think we can do a win here, actually. We'll have to count with the flying crane technique. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Opponent kills 2 dudes. Let's see if a flyer goes away, though. It is one of the flyers, so if I attack in and the 5-5 gets blocked, my opponent takes 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Nope, not yet. Alright, passing the turn. Next turn we win. Supposedly. We shall see. Here comes the Jeskai Wind Scout at random. Still plenty of life, not to care. Opponent has to be really concerned about finishing the game in time. Don't think it'll come to that, though. My opponent attacks with everything. 1, 2, 3, 7, 11, 12, 13. I'm still alive with nothing else. My opponent has villainous wealth. Oh my gosh. That's insane. But only did it for 4. I still have a card. Right? So I don't lose? Oh my gosh. What did my opponent get? I don't even know. I didn't even see. Where's just guide is being just guide when it returned to the battlefield at random. Don't I cast on target? Our X is 4. So what was exiled? I don't even know. I'm so confused right now. Alright, so I win. What? I'm gonna figure this out. Hold on. Aha! I found it. Of course, it was my exiled cards. I don't know why I was looking at my opponents. So it was a Mastodon, a Master of the Way, and an Efreet Weapon Master, which were all less than 4, so my opponent couldn't cast it. What I don't understand is why did my opponent not just tap out for it, especially because I would have drawn my last card and then I would have lost, which would have put us to the game 3. But instead, my opponent made a little bit of a mistake, allowing us to win. I think we would have won that match anyway. I don't think my opponent could have gotten a second game. And I really don't know if I played correctly. I think I should have kept that first planes earlier. But nonetheless, it's been a really long game. Let's go on to the next round.